Hey everybody, I'm Tim Lampley. Welcome to STL TV. What's Hollywood without black television? Just a few years ago, the industry was stifling creatives of color. Now, a new all-black female-driven series called Finding Happy is breaking new ground in television. It recently premiered on the Bounce TV network, highlighting its upcoming originals slate. Reesha Archibald is one of the producers and is here with me to give us some insight into the show. She's also joined by my friend Rhone, who is one of the executive producers of the show. He's also executive producer of The Neighborhood and Johnson's and other shows. And he's Cedric the Entertainer's manager. Eric is making it do what it do. Reesha, Eric, welcome.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you for having us.
So we remember the days of The Cosby Show, Different World, Martin and Living Color, and all of these shows. Do you think that black shows are making a comeback now?
I do. I think that the industry is finally remembering that diversity matters, and also that black people watch a lot of TV. You know, in Living Color, to your note, that show in particular blew Fox up back in the day. And so these, kinds of shows are important because we need to see ourselves. And so I think with just the recent, wave of the country, with everything that's been going on, I think that people are just really figuring out, like, we need to make sure that there's representation across the board.
So now tell me about Finding Happy.
Sure, it's a show about a 36-year-old woman who's trying to find happiness. It's not just her trying to find happy, it's really everybody in her world. So it's centered around the main character, Yaz, who is played by B. Simone, and she's in a dead-end job that she thought would be the stepping stone to her career. She's dealing with the guy she shouldn't be dealing with. She's just really in a space where she's trying to figure it out, which we all have been in some position or another. And then she has her sister cousin who's like a close sister to her, but she's her roommate also, and she's trying to find her happiness, and her mama's trying to find her happiness, and her auntie's trying to find her happiness. So it's a multi-generational show, and everybody's trying to figure it out in some way or another, which is really beautiful because honestly, I don't know what you think, but I don't think we're gonna stop figuring it out until we die. So it's nice to see these folks really living in their world that's very relatable and familiar, and we're watching them figure it all out.
Mm-hmm. Now, you're an actress.
I am.
Singer, producer now. Did you bring your HBCU roots to this project?
I did. I take it everywhere with me.
So how did you come to be part of this project with Eric?
Well, actually, we work together at Burton Bear Entertainment. Of course, he's the president of the company, and I'm one of the creative executives. And two members of our team, Angela Wells and Yasmin Coleman, actually created Finding Happy. And they brought in Kendra Joe, who's our writer slash showrunner, and also she's an executive producer with all of us as well. And so that's how we came to be a part of it. It was birthed out of the Burton Bear team, and here we are.
This show, Finding Happy, it's a sort of a void that hasn't really been filled in television, don't you think?
I do, and I really appreciate that it is being filled by us, because I think it's so imperative that we as black women tell our own stories. I think a lot of times we're portrayed as, the strong black woman, which we are, or, the savior of the world, which we are. But sometimes we don't, have it all figured out. And so I think it's a great way to really portray that, we're people too. We're human too. And we are trying to figure it out just like everybody else.
And that's kind of what I was talking about. This plays into the black experience, but a different side. Just talk a little bit more about that.
Sure. I think it's beautiful that we see Yaz, who's in a space where she really doesn't have it all together. And then her sister cousin, who she lives with, she's an entrepreneur. And so we see that side of the house where she does have it a bit more together, but not all the way. There are things that she's trying to figure out as well. So I think it's a beautiful dynamic. Then we have the Kim Coles and Angela Gibbs, who are a part of our cast, and they bring so much wisdom and seasoning to this series that, again, is relatable on so many levels. And of course, they're so beloved in so many ways as well. So, yeah.
And Kim Coles, it's hilarious. So this is a little bit of comedy and a little bit of drama then?
Yes.
Okay. So, Eric, a lot of TV executives and producers don't feel like there's a need to revolve shows around a black cast or African Americans. Why is that?
Well, I don't know why that is. I think that goes with their cultural experiences and their blind sides, their blind spots, and their biases. But what has happened over the last, I would say, 15 to 20 years in particular, is that, people that advertisers or people that spend money to support these shows realize that their target audience, their customers that they provide services and goods for, they have a voice. And so with the impact of social media and everyone having an opportunity to, be a commentator or to give reviews or to be able to really tell these companies what they want to see, what's important to them, then those companies are now being reflective of that information and putting those types of characters on TV, and that's what we really see happening. It's really being driven by the public, and now the public has a voice and can communicate directly to these companies, these big companies that provide goods and services.
And you got to tell me a little bit about your journey here, because this isn't just about a black cast. You're leveling up here with a black creator and producers, and you seem to be only a handful of creatives who are in a prominent sort of off-screen, above-the-line position where you can make a difference here.
Yeah, I think that's, and you're hitting it right on the head. This show is, created by black women. It is executive produced by black women. It stars black women. It's written by black women. The accountants are black women. So we've really put together an incredible team of professionals that happen to be women, that happen to be black. And so these people are truly talented. Their skill set is literally top shelf across this industry. What is different is that we're providing an opportunity for them to showcase their skills.
Now, tell me about a bird and a bird entertainment.
A bird and a bear.
Oh, bird and a
bear.
A bear. Okay,
Right,
I'm sorry. I guess
so simply put, Cedric is Ceddy Bear.
Wasn't my fault. Somebody
No, it's all
else
good.
out there.
All good. We together. We right here. So a bird and a bear is myself and Cedric the entertainer. Cedric is Ceddy Bear, like a teddy bear. So that's where the bear comes from.
Yeah.
My nickname.
I remember that
people
from
call,
one of the shows.
Right. People call me Swan, like the bird, SWANN. So I'm the bird. So Cedric came up with the great idea to say and name our company A Bird and a Bear Entertainment. That's where it comes from.
So what are the projects you guys working on coming out of this whole thing?
Right, so we have a show called The Neighborhood, which airs on CBS. We're in our 5th season. So at the end of this season, I think we'll have 112 episodes. So we're already into syndication on that show. We also have the marvelous show Finding Happy, which Reesha and the incredible team of Yasmin, Angie, they all executive produce. We have that over on Bounce. And then we're in our 2nd season of Johnson, which is another show that Reesha helped actually bring into Bird Bear that's also recurring on Bounce, and it's the 2nd season.
Reesha, will this show, Finding Happy, will this bring laughter, tears, frowns, or just a collection of all three?
It's a collection of all three. I mean, that's life, right? Nothing's all smiles, nothing's all frowns, nothing's all tears. And I think because we are seeing these people in this world finding their way, we're going to see a collection of all three.
Awesome.
If I can jump in on that. The other thing we will see is for the men out there, we're going to learn a lot about women. And so when this script came in, Sid and I, we were reading it like, what the hell is going on with women? So what we found out
give me an
is
example. Give me an example.
Dude, do we
here.
really have time to unpack what men are going to learn about women? So
we're
I
always
would
trying to
give you
figure
an
women out
example.
here.
Here's this is a key element to this show. It's not that we don't, as men, don't understand. The truth is we really don't listen. And so this show, as the series plays out, we really educate men on how to listen to women. And I think that's, if we can get past that, we're on our way.
Oh, that's very important.
Yeah.
I have a question for you, too. I asked Cedric the entertainer a while ago, some months ago when I interviewed him, this question. So something I don't know if you know about that Eric and Cedric quit their jobs here.
I know.
sent their clothes and everything to LA. Now, they were insurance, right? Salesmen or
Sales
something?
and insurance, I was at Monsanto.
Quit their jobs, went to LA. I asked him this question, and I want you to answer it for me. Suppose things didn't work out. Suppose LA proved too much for the man.
Are you asking what
I'm
would have
asking,
happened?
what would you have done?
We probably would have started a church. And we probably would have been co-preaching. So I have no idea what would that. I mean, we were, again, because of the Lord, we were definitely blessed. And so we had a lot of faith going out there. But you're right, it was a lot of uncertainty. And that was in 1994. So we did not have social media. We didn't have all the technology and access we have to the public that we do today. So it was a lot of knocking on doors, really proving yourself in person that you could really not only understand this business and deliver, but also be successful. So I don't know what would have happened. We probably would have honestly been deacons or in the pulpit, at the altar, preaching for real.
Oh, you know what he said. Do you know what he said?
What did he say?
He didn't quit his job at State Farm.
Yeah, he took a leave of absence.
Yeah.
Right.
So if need be, he can go
could've-
back there and tell Jake
They weren't going to tell. They weren't going to tell.
that he need his sweater back.
Yeah, right.
He want his desk.
Yeah, he took a
and,
leave of absence. Yeah.
He wasn't sure.
He's still technically on a leave
There
of
you
absence.
go.
That's what
You
he
know what I'm
says.
saying?
Yeah.
You just never know.
Yeah.
You know?
But if he goes back to State Farm, then we probably would own our own agency within that model.
So before we go, though, Reesha, tell me where you're from. We didn't talk about that, and also just tell me what other things that you're working on, because you've got a lot of things that are happening with you as a singer. I've seen some of your stuff there on the internet, so just tell me a little bit about you.
Sure. I'm from Denver originally. My parents are from St. Louis, and we moved back to St. Louis when I was in high school, so I'm a graduate of Hazelwood Central. I went to Lincoln University, big ups to Lincoln.
Big ups.
And I went out to LA in 2011 and I went out to do background vocals and acting and did some of that here and there, worked at NBC Universal on their corporate side, 'cause I have a corporate background as well. And then with a lot of jobs in between, ended up working with A Bird and a Bear and another gentleman named Cheo Coker, who is the showrunner and creator of Luke Cage, and he's doing a gazillion things too. So yeah, I sing when I can, act when I can. I actually have a role on the show on Finding Happy, a few episodes. So yeah, I just kind of get in where I fit in.
Right.
Yes, jeez. You found the right one here.
Yeah.
Your wife, Eric, said to me, I ran into her and she said, you need to interview my husband because he's got a lot of things he's working on. I know Angela.
Right.
Love it.
Sounds like her.
And so I'm so glad to mark that off the list, and hopefully we'll do more in the future.
Absolutely.
So you can catch the all-black, female-driven series Finding Happy on the Bounce TV network, as well as season 2 of Johnson. Reesha and Eric, thank you both for coming on today. I'm so happy.
Thank you for having me.
And congrats on the new ventures, and all my best to you for all the projects in the future here.
Congratulations,
Thank
Tim.
you.
I'm Tim Lampley. We'll see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.